Red Show. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Well, I have one of the most special guests I can think of right now, and it's Sophia Nieto. And welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
I am so happy to have you here. A lot of things have been changing in your life over the last 6 months. You've had a huge change, and you've had a huge opportunity not only put in front of you, but you are really at the forefront of the foundation of real estate in Mexico. How does that feel?
It's been the best experience ever. For the last 6 months, I've lived in Querétaro. And I work for the regional operations office of Keller Williams Mexico, opening up offices. And it's all over Mexico, not just in Querétaro. And the goal of the core group of Mexico is to bring over the integrity of real estate, the modern integrity of real estate from the United States to Mexico. And we're doing a really good job of doing that.
Well, day by day, minute by minute. I mean, we've worked together so long in the past, especially before you were had left to go to Mexico and this new venture and really helping develop real estate down there for Keller Williams. And a lot of people don't know that, but Keller Williams is the fastest growing and largest growing real estate appraisal company in the country and the world.
Correct.
And also, a large portion of our out-of-town buyers are foreign nationals. And in San Diego, it really does impact us because a lot of our foreign nationals are from Mexico and our buyers.
Yes.
But being able to go in and have the forefront and being sought after like you were, I mean, they came after you. They want to change Mexico real estate. And they said, Sophia.
Yes.
Will you do this, please?
Yes. It was the chain of events that went down in order for them to meet me and to get to know them. It was a yes from the beginning when they offered me the opportunity. I've always loved the Keller Williams culture. Just by starting at the front desk of a Keller Williams Market Center in San Diego and then working my way up, it was always something that I wanted, that I believed in. And I think they saw that, and I'm very happy. I'm there also to learn. I'm there learning, and I'm there helping as much as I possibly can.
Well, that's what I want to do, and kind of give us a little bit more information and help help all of us out there that are looking at either purchasing real estate in Mexico or also looking, if you're a Mexican national and you're looking at purchasing a home here in the United States, I'm your real estate expert. Reach out to me, David at kindredre.com. Also, if you're looking at purchasing or buying or selling a home that you may own in Mexico, you can reach out to me as well. I'll get you in touch with Sophia. But, right now you're at the foundation of what's going on in real estate in Mexico. Tell me, I know that we're going through and you're working on branch expansion, et cetera, for the international group in Mexico. But what is going on in real estate in Mexico?
So what I've learned just by being there in the 6 months is that, you have your companies, Century 21. I was going to speak in Spanish. Century 21.
Feel free.
Thank you. Century 21 and Remax and Prudential. And you have those brokerages there. However, the modern new things that Keller Williams is doing in the United States, we're now bringing over to Mexico. So I feel like we're already steps ahead of those other brokerages. Also, you have a lot of informal businesses in Mexico, and that's just the way it is. So when people are coming from the United States or Canada, we have a lot of people from the United States and Canada buying property in Mexico. They want to trust their agent. They want to trust that the transaction is going to go smooth. And that is the training that education offers to the agents, and also the mega agents that are brought over to Keller Williams. They have that same culture mind. Whether they started in Mexico, they probably didn't. And then they see Keller Williams, and that's what they've wanted this whole time.
Which is phenomenal. And that's why when we took our brokerage, Kindred Real Estate, over to Keller Williams, we felt that the advent or movement going on in the market with Keller Williams and becoming or reinvigorating what's happening in the real estate.
Exactly.
It just is like you said, people want more of a culture. They want something that's more cutting edge, and real estate in the United States has changed so significantly. And now that we have moved from an international economy, we're actually an international living place.
We certainly are. Yeah.
So we have homes all over the world. And when you're looking to go in and buy or sell, most likely you're going to want to reach out to a Keller Williams agent and work with our team, because we're going to be able to put you in contact with the appropriate people, the appropriate country, making sure that your real estate needs are met. Right. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of other countries in the world don't have what we in the United States refer to as our multiple listing service, or MLS. A lot of their real estate was handled very informally, and they don't have a unified system, let's say countrywide or even regionally. But what this allows you to do by working with a local agent, let's say if you're looking at purchasing abroad or even anywhere else in the United States, we go out and being high producers as well as movers and shakers in the marketplace, we have the connections. We're able to put you in touch with the appropriate people, such as Sophia, so that she can get you in contact with the best representation. You have an ally that's down in Mexico that also is familiar with all of San Diego market. And reach out to me at david@kindredre.com. Reach out to us at kindredrealestate.com. Be more than happy to put you all together. So you moved down 6 months ago. When I first moved to San Diego, which was in 1996, one of the things that was brought up is people would be like, yeah, when I retire, I'm going to go move to Mexico because I can live there on $4 a day.
Yes.
Is that true?
It is true. It is true. I grew up in Del Mar, so I know how expensive lifestyle here is in Del Mar. Just to give you, like, for an example, I rent a studio in Querétaro near a highway in a very nice neighborhood. My rent of a studio is equivalent to $250 a month.
Wow.
And I'm living very comfortable. So, I mean, I'm not married. I don't have children, so I don't need to, I don't have that responsibility, but it's the cost of living is a lot cheaper. Just things that are from the store to what I eat to things like that, it is a lot cheaper. And there are a lot of people retiring in Mexico,
yes,
from Canada, from the United States. There's a huge attraction. And so I'm glad to be a part of the growth because
well, it's all right place, right timing. Where
yes,
we have our baby boomers that are now aging, that are on fixed incomes, they now can make that fixed income go much further by living down in Mexico.
Absolutely.
And I just read in the AARP recently about that was a new trend, and they were talking about. I'm trying to think of the name of the city, but neither here nor there. It really comes down to, is that affordability there? Is it attractive enough to do that? And it's not a change of citizenship. Mm-hmm. It's going in and creating the affordability, but then also the travelability and living in a foreign country, which is a fantastic way, that a lot of people wanted to do in their, years after retirement.
And to be honest, the people that are moving down there are welcomed. That's another thing as well. The Mexican culture and the places that people are buying property in, one of the biggest things that they love are the people, the welcoming, the stores they go in and the language barrier, but it's so accepting there as well. And so it's not just the affordable life, it's the lifestyle itself.
That's good to hear, because a lot of people, it's not some place when you go to travel. I mean, I'm sure you've been in this situation where you go travel to even a different city in the United States, or anywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. And you don't necessarily know by one visit and can get a good feel or not if this is going to be a place like, hey, I want to set up camp here. This is going to be my new home.
Correct.
But you heard it from the horse's mouth, an expert that's working not only that was originally based here in the United States, but now opening up the regions within Mexico. And she can give you firsthand knowledge about areas that you may be interested in going and living, help you facilitate the process, put you in touch with the best agents out there that are working for Keller Williams in Mexico. You can reach out to her via me, david@kindredre.com, and we'll put you definitely in touch. Now, you recently, talking about cultural, you recently, as we just were celebrating Halloween in the United States, mm-hmm. there's a wonderful holiday that comes up, and there's a celebration in Mexico. And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was my first time celebrating the Day of the Dead, and it's a 2-day celebration. In my office in Mexico, they made sure to they sat me down and gave me a lesson about the significance of this holiday. I know just by growing up in an Italian culture, that when somebody died on the day of their death, we mourn. we are sad. In Mexico, what the culture is, they celebrate their death. They get the deceased person's favorite alcohol, favorite food, and they sit around the grave or the altar if they created one, and they absolutely celebrate. The whole family, friends come in, the costume as well, the Catalina, the calaca of Mexico. They dress up in the, I'm sure you've seen it on my Facebook, the outfits and the face paint. And it really is a celebration of death. There's no fear about it. It's not a fear-based thing. And it was one of the greatest experiences by living there.
Well, grabbing into that immersion and jumping in, and that I think is a very interesting point that you made up. You're like, I sat down in the office, and when I sat down in the office, they gave you a lesson on the significant and cultural impact that is a part of their tradition. And that just goes to show of like when you're going into a country, and that is why Sophia was brought on and handling all of the rollout and working with the team there to do the rollout in Mexico for Keller Williams International, is because that's the type of culture she brings. She's gone in and been able to go in and bring so many different people, so many different cultures together, and she's always open to learning more. And she brought that up at the very beginning of the segment. She's also there to learn. And if we don't keep ourselves in the learning game, especially when it comes to real estate, we really are lost when we are looking at making our purchase, when we are looking at selling our home. So we always want to keep up to speed on what's going on in the marketplace, what's going on with home values, also what's going on in the economy. How does that impact the value of my home? And how does that impact my future and my retirement? One of which ways is you may want to go in and explore to purchasing a home down in Mexico. And now we have a network that is able to provide you that assistance without you having to go what I would consider blind into a new marketplace without having trusted advisors that are going to be able there to assist you. Now, a little bit more, a thing I wanted to touch on is, your boss, fantastic, but you actually are here in town with the National Association of Realtors, and you actually have been here with a lot of development. Tell us about that. And I mean, I've heard a lot of the successes that have been going on in your meetings, of things that have been not only brought to your attention, you're bringing to other people's attention, you're helping people the way that market centers are going to have to be set up, which a market center is actually where you're going to be meeting and working professionally with your agent. And tell us a little bit about how that's been going, because I know it's been awesome. I've seen you all over Facebook. I've seen like all the people you've been meeting with, all the hands you've been shaking, how you're coordinating and really making this boom.
Yeah. It's boom for sure. I was sent over here to the convention to meet with people that have not yet signed up with Keller Williams. These are very successful independent brokerages over in Mexico, and they love the idea of Keller Williams. So I was here to kind of show them, first of all, the United States. I took them over to the Keller Williams booth at the NAR convention, discussed a few things with them. I also brought them over to the Market Center here in Del Mar and was able to give them a tour of what it means to work in a Market Center of Keller Williams, all the way from these are the responsibilities of a front desk person, to this is what a productivity coach does, to these are the accessible things that we offer to all of our agents. They needed to see that. And so what I've been able to hold hands with my boss in doing is spreading the culture of Keller Williams. I've sat in meetings where people have the expression on their face that they don't want to hear anymore. And then I've sat in a meeting where people are excited, intrigued, and want to know more. And
they're hungry.
Oh my God, they're hungry for it. They love the idea of it. It's almost shocking to some people that there is a working brokerage that is moving so quickly as growth. And so they jump on the wagon. And so my job is to push that wagon down a little bit more. And they're excited now to open up an office in Mexico City, the people that I met with yesterday. So it's great to be a part of that.
So now a new office is going to be opened up in Mexico City.
Yep, we actually have one right now in Polanco, and the estimated we've got about 4 more in the Mexico City region that will be opening up by the end of this year.
Wow, within this year still.
For sure.
That is
for sure. We have predicted 7 to open up by the end of this year.
Wow. Now that is amazing growth. And so if we're looking at not only rolling out in Mexico, which Mexico just opened up with Keller Williams at the
February of this year. And we have 6 open already in the country of Mexico.
Wow. And
From Monterrey to Cancun to Mexico City.
Okay. Well, this is such huge news. Reach out to me, David at kindredre.com. Thanks so much for joining us, Sophia. We really appreciate you being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
This is AM 1170. The Answer.